I'm back for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Open House, Closed Mouths, Season 9, Episode 9. If you're watching this, first of all, thank you, and thank you to everybody who supports the channel. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me just start with this. I did watch as much as I could stomach, which was about 15 minutes collectively of that trash from the Martell side piece and then this so-called Marceau side piece. Let me tell you something. If there's anything in this world I cannot stand, it is a goddamn dummy. I do not like people who are dumb for no freaking reason. Okay? Like them side chicks and all that dumb stuff. Her not even knowing how to pronounce his name and claiming. It was just some foolishness. I don't believe it. And I'm not even one of those people that go around taking up for people for the sake of it. But I don't care. I'm not here for it. That shit was whack. It was lame. And this is just another example of how sorry Martell is as a human individual. Also, moving forward, especially when I first started the channel, one of the things that I spent time on, was just talking about the, Black history in general, because it's something that I love and spend time, reading and embracing. And I was thinking about doing like more of that, especially as we transition into 2025 and there are people who are still hell-bent on book banning, book burning, and just our stories. So if y'all are interested, please be sure to let me know that in the comments. Because quite frankly, there's certain things that get traction. It doesn't necessarily stop me from doing things, but it also just helps me, evaluate how much time I should spend on certain things. All right. Anyway, so we start this episode with Trisha and Ken, okay? They're talking about how her career as an engineer and how it's gone for the past 18 years, and then she switched to being a trainer during COVID. I don't care. We don't care. I can't be the only one that was like, are y'all fucking kidding me right now? Anyway, I didn't really understand the conversation other than the fact that she wanted to be a full-time trainer. Okay. They start rehashing that graduation party. Okay, apparently the little girl, and I purposely don't spend too much time on kids' names because that kid is way too young. If they want to mention it's their kid, I just try not to do that. Apparently the little girl came inside the next day when Trish was doing her hair and told Trish that Marquez is no longer daddy to her. He's either Marquez or him. And that whole weekend he was there, he didn't see them outside that barbecue. And Ken was like, that's sad. And I was with him. I mean, it is sad. I don't doubt that little girl said it. I'm sure she's disappointed that her father is not regularly present in her life. And when he was around, he was too busy trying to make his case to the cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville, not to members of his family or of Trisha's family, or spending time with his kids. So it came off like what they said you are. All right, that's just what it is. Ken asked if she was ready to get married again. He told her, she was like, well, she got real quiet. He said, well, there shouldn't be any doubt. I was like, I agree with that. He thinks it will be okay. I'm like, no, it won't. No, it won't. Like Shannon Sharp told Chad Ochocinco, no, it won't. It won't be okay. You ain't gonna be all right. Anyway, so Trisha doesn't want to marry him, okay? And this is just me. I think she likes the help and support and stability he provides, but she's also a liar and is dishonest and has been anything but forthcoming with information on this show, but especially toward Ken. And we've seen him have to endure this publicly. Okay? And Ken, you can do better. Trust me, there are plenty of women who want a good man. All right, moving on. Maurice meets up with Martell, and this shit pissed me the fuck off. Okay? Maurice claims he's checking on Martell after him and Marceau's blow up at that adult field day at the park. Okay? Now, Maurice, your DUI and the PR for this DUI needs to be your top priority. Okay? But we see that it's not. Because the way you seem to be trying to do your PR on camera is to act like you didn't do anything and project your issues on to other people. like Mel, which is such an easy target on this cast. It's the same formula. Mel doesn't have to be around or in any scenes to be the absolute subject of this TV show. So Maurice thinks the issue is Sculpt breaking up, and I was like, I don't think so. I mean, there may be tension with them because of that, but that ain't why. And they have a cycle of broken friendship and, you know, reigniting. That's why once I fall out with a friend, it's done. It's done. And I was kind of like, that person. Once I hit college, that's it. That's it. It didn't take me a long time. I just learned there's nothing in it. They won't change. You no longer mesh. Particularly people that have done things to really hurt you. That wasn't unintentional. People know what they're doing. And for whatever reason, they have that toward you. And in this case, I think he has it toward Marceau because Marceau doesn't have a mugshot, which makes him, you know, kind of gives him a little edge in that group. Okay? And Maurice does, so he's not as threatened by him. Additionally, I also think the fact that Tisha has stayed with Marceau and has not left him, whether Marceau's done these things or not, the bottom line is when y'all bring this up, y'all don't ever have the evidence or receipts. Okay, so maybe Marceau's smarter than we give him credit for. And it may be true. People's marriages do have ups and downs. I'm not here to say what he did or didn't do. What I am saying is y'all never come with shit that I think is plausible or reliable. And quite frankly, you can't fade Marceau on the fact that he is a provider for his family, that he seems to be a very present father in the lives of his children, whether we like his sexist approach or not. And I'm just not here for y'all haven't given me enough to work with. I can go in on Marceau for many reasons. This ain't one of them, and I'm not willing to do that. All right. So something also tells me, as I was watching this, I said Maurice is showing up to make sure he dogs Mel after she addressed him at this graduation party. Okay, when she caught you and you were supposed to be trained as a lawyer and you weren't any quick. Johnny Cochran, you are not. Anyway, Maurice says this was started when he was asked a question. He was talking about Martell and Marceau's issue, and he was asked the question, who in this group hurt you the most? Maurice said there is no limit when Martell is hurt. There isn't, but his hurt obviously extends all the way back to his childhood, because the way he goes around hurting people seems to be something he just has to do because he has unlimited pain. And Martell was like, of course I did. And like, what? So Martell telling us that it is rare that he has enemies and that he falls out with people. I am just, that regardless is just so astounding to me that he can actually fix his mouth to say that when we have seen him perpetually fall out with people, not only on this show, but via social media posts, blogs, interviews, the way he literally will burn down the bridge that somebody helped build toward him. Like, that to me is like mind-blowing that he even thinks we'll fall for it. Anyway, so Maurice goes, oh, so you're infallible. It's never you, it's always the other person. He was like, well, I mean, mostly, not all the time. You know he's a liar, but you know what, Maurice? You and Kimmy are those kind of covert people where y'all are always, and this is what I've noticed about Kimmy, because I'm not like some of y'all in the comments that have told me y'all always peep Kimmy. I have to be honest, I was not that astute. I really thought, you know, she made some questionable decisions, and but I didn't think she was really motivated the same way. They are the kind of people that work hard to present as these sort of neutral forces, which is why you can be having a conversation with Martell about him and Marceau's relationship when your first order of business it should be loyalty to your brother, especially after the way he disrespected your brother and his wife, but nevertheless. And that's how Kimmy tries to present herself, all while being involved in all these conversations and all of this stuff that eventually unravels, gets out of control, and hurts people like Mel, hurts people just in a general sense, and puts other people on blast. That's what they do to try to keep you off their shit. Anyway, so Maurice goes, well, there's another person who thinks they're a deity just like you. And so he brings up Mel, all right, at Trisha's barbecue, and how she comes over and says she's so disappointed in him. The fact that he even brought up Mel when you were supposed to be over there trying to squash that shit with Marceau and Martell, which I knew in my heart of hearts that was not why you were over there. But nevertheless, the fact that he brought her up to me was some bitch shit. And it wasn't, not simply because he's bringing her up. No. But the reenactment of the story, I'm so disappointed. But even though he was keeping his voice down, he was trying to imply that she was like yelling at him, which was not true. Also, you call yourself telling on Mel to Martell. I caught that shit, okay? Because you know Martell loves to dog Mel out. And you had the chance to trash her on camera, and you did, and in public. And you know that Martell enjoys doing that as well any chance he gets. He's predictable in that way. So you manipulatively brought this up with narcissistic, like, because I'm not, a doctor who can diagnose him, Martell, so he would join in, hopefully, say something about Mel that you could go back, tell Kimmy, and use against her, and then push back on her and take back to the group whatever bullshit Martell told y'all to bully her some more. Y'all some whole ass menstruating bitches, okay? Because that's what I'm getting, all right? Maurice is telling Martell that she was projecting onto me. Well, when my grandmother passed away from a drunk driver, first of all, sir, you should have stopped there. The stories don't have to be exactly alike for that to impact someone. If your grandmother got killed by a drunk driver and she's bringing up this story to you as to why she's disappointed, she's not just gossiping. That's the same thing she was saying to them. That she has a part of her life that has been affected and someone taking it from her too soon because they decided to make a bad decision by getting behind the wheel intoxicated. So just because you didn't kill anybody, and thank God you didn't, Maurice, but at the same time, don't try to like throw us off with that. Like that somehow invalidates everything she said. And then here you go on your bullshit. He said, well, she's not going to lie on me the way she's lied on you, Martell. I said, what's she lying about? Maurice says that he's given Mel so much grace over the years, and Martell just eating it up. She should have come to me. Oh, you mean the way you have gone from person to person over the years behind her back, trying to create situations where Martell would show up, force them in situations to talk to each other like he wasn't being verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, being a cheater and a liar and going off. Hell, just that Houston trip that we watched. And all y'all sat around while he's going off on Mel, treating her any old kind of way. Y'all watched. Y'all did not intervene. So the hell with you. Anyway, the way y'all would approach Mel at different events to try to convince her that she needed to be with Martell, so on and so forth, get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. Okay? Because I don't like people talking to me like I'm stupid. I don't like people playing this game like I'm stupid. And I don't like stupid people. And you're stupid, Maurice. Anyway, then he says that she's projecting onto me that I'm a cheater. That's what it seems like, Maurice. You getting caught in the middle of the day. Apparently so was the whole damn internet. Okay, so don't act like it's just Mel alone. Okay, and that y'all haven't heard none of this stuff in that small ass town y'all live in. You couldn't give Kimmy, your wife, no straight answers. Like we didn't see that kitchen table conversation. Okay? And my thing is, but once again, why is Martell the person you're choosing to have this conversation with? When he's not even supposed to be contacting Mel. Y'all know all about that DV charge. Y'all know all about it. What do you want him to do? I know what you want him to do. You want Martell to take this, start the lying and making shit up. So, and that's how, once again, Maurice may be a bit of a narcissist. That's how the flying monkeys go, right? You know exactly what you're going to do. Get the fuck out of here. So he said, well, first of all, she's famous. Not because she's famous because of anything she's really done, but because of what you did to her. I said, wait a second. Excuse me? Excuse me? All the women who have been cheated on in history, and especially the ones who've been cheated on while being stars on reality TV shows, have not become stars or successful because of what some asshole did by cheating on them. No. We saw her story play out. And people decided they liked Mel, they liked what she did, they liked what she represented, they liked the products she pushes. And every time you see Mel online, Mel is working. Mel's gonna make sure her kids eat and live well. People like her. Everybody does not jump on your one-woman comedy show or go and see the chick who thinks she can sing now. Everybody does not do that. And everybody does not achieve that level of success. And that's y'all's way of taking it from her. If that's the case, then why isn't Martell just as famous? If that isn't, because we all know for where there is support for Mel, there is a huge sphere that supports men like that. So miss me, especially down south, okay? And don't act like I don't know, okay? Our states are neighbors. Quit playing with me. And he's saying, I haven't seen a real Mel in a long time. This is Maurice talking. He only sees the one that's more concerned with her image. If she was that concerned with her image, she would have stayed with Martell, covered it up, and pretended like so many other people have done. So fuck you, Maurice. Fuck you. And once you're on TV, you should be concerned with your image. Maybe if you were more concerned with yours, you wouldn't have ended up with a DUI in the middle of the damn day. On Memorial Day weekend when you know the police are out. Anyway, his idea of the bubbly spirit of Mel in my mind, and then he says, well, I've seen the more tactical Mel over the past years. So what? Tactical is why she has more now than she did with that deadweight ass ex-husband of hers. That added nothing, or what he did add, quite frankly, was canceled out by what he was taking away from her life. Maurice is like, Mel is acting this way because her and Martell are going through their 6-year issue. No, they're not. But they're not. They're dealing with the aftermath of a divorce, and that can last for a very long time, till your kids are grown, really. Because Martell still can't admit that what he did was wrong and gave you that narcissist kind of energy. You gave him that narcissist kind of energy of sympathy that he wanted so he could look like he was the victim. Mel is not addressing you because she's mad at Martell. What a reach, okay? And your arms are too short. That was a real reach. Because nowhere in that conversation did you take any responsibility for your own fucking DUI. You ain't told us shit. Kimmy's been the one taking up for you foolishly. Anyway, so the Mel that Maurice wants is the one that he felt like turned a blind eye to all of their bullshit. The one that he thought wouldn't call him out on his bullshit. That's the one he wants. All of us know y'all because of this show. So I don't even know why you thought that was a read. We wouldn't know any of y'all without this show. So don't try to front like, oh, if it wasn't for the show. Yeah, if it wasn't, we wouldn't know who none of y'all are. And I didn't go around buying people's products, or like I said, going to their shows, or when they show up in your city, going to the club party because they were on reality TV. And maybe you're mad because y'all been on this same show for the same amount of seasons as major characters, and you're not seeing the residuals in business profits that Mel is. Actually, I know that's why you're mad. And maybe if you weren't having pity-pat conversations with people like Martell on this show, and you were showing us something else, maybe we would buy more of your products. But you're a lawyer with a DUI, and you lost the case when you went in there trying to rep on or the show or whatever. And I have no idea why they let you do that in the first place. So literally all of the stuff Maurice was talking about was designed to distract us from the fact that he got a DUI. That whole scene was designed to make it about Mel, anybody but me. Okay, and you can miss me with that kind of bullshit. And damn if Maurice didn't start giving one of them speeches that Mel was talking about how your life doesn't have to be this way. Neither does yours, Maurice. How the fuck did you get a DEI as a lawyer in your late 40s? Lecturing your son about what he should and should not be doing, and then doing fuck shit like not only getting a DUI, then getting on the internet, drinking alcohol after you get bailed out, again on Memorial Day weekend. Not giving us nothing to work with. So miss me. That shit pissed me off. All right, Trisha and Kimmy, another fake scene. Not Trisha and Kimmy. All these people, can somebody please stop getting so many people with the M names and then the T names? All right, Trisha and Kimmy. Okay, so they are meeting in the office space that her and Maurice have that occasionally they use, I guess, when one of the 9 Scots, 9, 10, 12 Scots aren't doing the construction work. Whatever. I don't know how many of them it is, but it is a lot. All right, so she's meeting with Kimmy about transitioning into entrepreneurship. I was like, wow, yeah, you should have made friends with Mel or gotten tighter with Stormy. Kimmy would not be my go-to. She would not. All right, so Kimmy says she works more now than she did when she had a 9 to 5. All right, and we all know now a 9 to 5 is just an expression. Plenty of people work 10 or 11-hour days trying to make ends meet because we let billionaires and millionaires run our government. Catch. Okay, but anyway, she said it takes time and you do work. People think you can just kind of control your own hours and don't have to do anything. And I was like, yeah, that's why a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs. That's why a lot of like black men who don't respect authority want to be entrepreneurs so badly. Because they think that's their chance to be in charge, but it's their chance to be in charge without sacrifice. Anyway, so Kimmy is asking her, if she has enough clients, to take this on, which I thought was a good question. All right, she asked Kimmy for help in finding a commercial building for a gym. She said she does. She said she had enough clients. And she was like, well, you have to be prepared to not get paid for a while and being your only employees until you get paid. I'm like, I know that, and I ain't even in business, but okay. So Kimmy, of course, found a way to bring up Mel because that's the formula on this show. Make Mel the subject even when she's not. Which y'all also don't realize while y'all are doing this to her is inadvertently what makes her more popular. I'm telling you, it's the pile up. Like, I don't go up for Mel like that just because, like, I probably wouldn't think nothing of Mel if I watched this show, whatever. I can't stand to see one person get beat up on relentlessly by a group of people. Because let me tell you something. I know what it is to be that girl. I know what it is for people to hate you for no reason. For people to be jealous of you and compete with you. And you're like, why are they competing with me? I actually like them. I actually, like what they do. Why are they doing it? I know what it is to be that girl. And for that reason, when I see it, I don't like it, and I refuse to stay silent about it. Because there were many years where I would just fall in on myself, hoping it would go away because I didn't like to get out of my character or whatever. And I've seen this movie before, and I don't like it. Okay? So miss me. But anyway, she brings up Mel to make sure that she's proving that Maurice is not cheating on her. Okay, Kimmy. Okay. So then she brings up Martell is having an open house, and she asks Trisha if she's coming. She says she doesn't know. Kimmy is like, why not? I was like, why do you think, Kimmy? Why? This is what I mean by her and Maurice creating situations. So first of all, if you're telling her she wasn't invited, I'm just saying, if you're telling her and she didn't know, was she even invited? I'm just saying. And she's feeling the way about the story, the way it's gone down with knowing about Martell and Trisha, whatever. And how it's been told, how these two supposedly met. Both of y'all are lying, okay? And both of y'all should have gotten y'all story straight before y'all got on camera. Y'all don't have nobody to blame but yourselves, okay? Y'all made this actually more than it has to be. Especially now that we don't have to see Stormy's ugly ass no more. So also, Kimmy, it's your fault. Your real estate business is not hitting like Mel's. Okay, and the kind of work Mel does. You did what Maurice wanted you to do. You should have come up with a line of like designer nursing scrubs or something like that. Something you were already into, something you enjoy doing, and not talking about Mel every scene. The jealousy and the competition with her has now become so obvious to me. It's really obnoxious. It really grinds my fucking gears, okay? So Trisha admits that Fletcher is the one that tried to hook her up with Martell, and they showed a replay of Martell telling her that, and him not real. They just figure out that they're cousins or something like that. I don't know. But whatever. All right, Trisha is claiming that she's getting all this heat essentially because of Fletcher. You're not getting as much heat, Trisha, as you should. Everything that you're getting is because you're a liar. You're a liar. Okay? It may be true. But Martell and Trisha are notorious for giving half-truths to some of the stories. So I don't know what to even think about all of this. Anyway, Martell gets ready for his therapy session. As a woman, I'd be afraid to be at the house with Martell by myself, especially without the kids or anybody. But okay. Of course, he would be having a therapy session on camera to remind us that he's trying and all of it's Mel's fault. Okay? Excuse me. He says his goal is to raise successful kids. There's nothing wrong with that. And the therapist said that's great. She was like, but that doesn't take away from what you need to do for yourself. He says, well, if I take a step back from the kids, they're going to suffer based on what he knows about himself and what he knows about his ex, implying that Mel is somehow failing as a mother. That's what the implication was. At least that's what I got. If you got something different, please let me know. All right, so he would like to project the image that the energy he's putting into his kids is the reason why he is the way he is. He could be better, I guess, if Mel was doing her job as a mother. First of all, the fact that you had not one side chick, but several, and then was sloppy enough to get this other bitch pregnant and have an extra baby already tells me that you know perfectly well how to be selfish and focus on the self. It's the development part that you don't like. Okay? And I'm not here for it. All right? So his therapist hears him when he says he struggles to cut people off. And she said, well, what else do you need to work on? He says nothing. And that is the essence of who Martell is. That is. I struggle to cut people off. What the fuck did that have to do with her telling you about self-development? You don't struggle to cut people off. You don't. You pick and choose when you're going to be bothered, and then you have dumb bitches like your side chick who give these fake-ass, stupid-ass interviews with a supposed side chick of Marceau's in hopes to break up his marriage because Mel left you. And you want Tisha to do the same or try to embarrass her into it. Miss me. Your marriage crumbled because of you. You didn't marry a weak chick. You didn't marry a chick that was just going to take it. And I don't even mean to throw Tisha under the bus in this process. I just feel like you just insist on trying to tear these people's marriage up. It's not working. Whatever it is, it's not enough for Tisha to leave. So leave it alone. Anyway, so Martell has his open house. I guess this is the house that he was going to try to sell Sonny and Moses. But I guess they realized that these checks weren't going to really come in. Who we haven't seen, and hopefully they will keep it that way because I do not miss them. They have no point without Destiny, and Destiny has no point. So that means all three of them can go. Anyway, so this is one of Martell's investment properties. Isn't this the same one where he was outside digging a garden telling us there was about to be a house there? 3-4 seasons ago. Anyway, so he invites his friends as if they haven't seen it. All right, so Kimmy's pick me ass is like, I'm excited that Martell is getting back up and running. Why? Because you hope that's something that will get under Mel's skin. It won't, but I'm just saying, like, why are you excited about that? Okay, he should have been working. They've been divorced. Anyway, Trisha is showing up because she knows Fletcher is coming. And she wants to address his role in this. Baby. Because in small ass Huntsville, there couldn't be another time nor event for you to address this. Girl, if you don't quit playing with me, I am so over this chick. I'm done. Okay. So Martell is having a get together while he is supposed to be showing a house, which is a professional thing. Now, my thing is though, he's not taking this seriously enough. So why should we? Okay. So Ken they go out on the back porch or something, and Ken starts talking about his issues with Marquez. We don't care. We've heard enough about it. Meanwhile, people are talking to the realtor, actual, people. And Trisha and Kimmy and Nell are having a convo way too close to where the realtor is talking to actual people looking at the house. Okay? That should not take place in the process of business, especially since none of them have any intentions of looking at that house to buy it. Anyway, Trish says that she has not signed the papers. Both Kimmy and Nell are like, what? They were like, I thought you signed. She was like, well, I haven't filed the papers. And they were like, we thought you had filed these papers. And I'm just sitting up here like, I told y'all when they sat down for ice cream, that shit looked like a date. I don't know what made me feel that way, but nevertheless. Anyway, Nell was like, you told me you filed them. And she said, no, I told you they were signed and notarized. I said, bitch, you stay lying. You stay half-assing it. I can't. She claims she don't have time to do it. What are you busy doing, darling? That time you went to that fake-ass meeting with Kimmy that you could have had over the phone while you was walking down to the courthouse to file in papers is when you should have done it. You ain't that busy. You are not. Fletcher, why were you asking Martell to give Ken advice about how to deal with Marquez? Marquez has a personality just like Martell. That's why Martell did not sympathize with Ken. He was like, well, you shouldn't be pushing her to get a divorce, and you have to respect that family. Because in his mind, all he's hearing and seeing is Marquez's situation, but Ken as a potential person that could be in Mel's life, that he wants to make sure he goes on record on camera saying that this shouldn't happen, despite the fact that he fucked up his family and his marriage. Anyway, and that's why, meanwhile, he admits he's still in love with Melody, like we couldn't tell. And that side chick, like, he is still making a whole fool out of you. You ain't his wife. You ain't his girlfriend. You his fuck buddy. Like, what the hell? Anyway, so Trish brings up how she met Martell through Fletcher, who is her cousin, but they don't have much of a familial relationship. Okay. I don't have time. So Trish, if you want this to go away so bad, darling, why do you keep doing this fuck shit? And I'm really asking why. You are trying to bring other people in to this situation to avoid responsibility. After Mel read you about that house and investigated and blew up. That's why you couldn't really go in that hard on her when you were sitting down. And you were like, I understand why she had feelings about it, which I absolutely understood. No. You can't backpedal your way out of this. I'm not saying that Fletcher didn't have anything to do with it. I'm not. All I'm saying is that Martell and Trisha are the same person. They actually should be together, because two narcissists like that could really give each other the energy and maybe protect society from the others. Anyway, or protect society from them. All right, so Nell goes outside to give Fletcher the answer for his role in this, and all the men come inside. Nell said, I only asked for one of you, and y'all don't listen. Well, first of all, you brought up Martell's name. What did you expect? Okay, now, unfortunately, I was with Martell. Okay, and I hate that, and I know I'll clean it up before it's over, but I was with Martell when he was like, why are y'all bringing this up at an open house where I'm trying to sell a house? I thought that was a fair point. And Kimmy, the y'all were outside business doesn't work for me. Okay, y'all are still at this event. Y'all did not need to do that. And you can't bring Martell's name in it and expect that only Fletcher would come in. Anyway, so none of y'all came with the intention of buying this property, so shut up and minimize the bullshit. But no, y'all can't do that. All right. So anyway, then after Trisha brings it up in front of Nell about her husband, Nell's husband, and then says, why do we have to discuss this now? You a damn fool, just like Martell. We didn't have to discuss it. Was Nell supposed to let you put her husband's name in something and not say anything to him about it? Truth be told, she's better than me, because she didn't even try to defend Fletcher. She just let him know he needed to come in and explain himself. I would have taken up for him a little bit now. Now, that's your husband now. I would have taken up for him a bit, okay? Like, don't say that about my husband, even if I did think it was true. Like, I just think, like, Fletcher, how often do you do this kind of stuff that it's not Nell's instinct to protect you? Anyway, Martell said, no, Fletcher didn't introduce us. Then Trisha said, Martell, you told me that. They do the playback at the gym, and Martell has that stupid ass smile on his face. You know how he is when he's lying. Her and Martell continue to mince words about the same event, the not same event, whatever. According to Martell, Fletcher said that Trisha was a nice looking girl, and he was on the phone with Martell and told him he should reach out, because Martell had asked, oh, is there any, women there? He's like, there's always women at the gym, whatever. He said he didn't know he was related to her at the time. I said, this is some deep South shit. Okay, I am sorry. I mean, he was like, I didn't say, oh, she had curves and muscles. I was like, no, Fletcher, but you kind of saying it now. And you strike me as a man that doesn't lie well. So I'm going to need you just, anyway. So Trisha tried to shut it down just in the conversation. And Ken was like, no. I was like, Ken and Nell are really throwing their partners. But fuck it. Y'all, no. Okay? They have every right to do it. And Ken said, no, we need to get to the bottom of it, because now there's confusion, and there's been confusion about it. So Kimmy jumps in and tells Fletcher, look, I'm just saying it's weird that you would do that, considering your relationship to Mel and Martell, certainly even at that time, that you would do that. Nell was like, exactly. I said, damn, Nell, shit. Fletcher, you need to do better by your wife, because your wife just not happy. Okay, so Fletcher gave his account, right? And he said he was in the gym. He was on the phone with Martell, and he asked if there was any good-looking women up there. Fletcher was like, yeah, there's always good-looking women. I think one of the girls, her name is Trish. He was like, what's her last name? This, that, and the other. Ken was me. He was like, every time they tell this story, there's something new that pops up in it. And Fletcher and Martell are making it worse the more they talk. Honestly, the fact that Fletcher even remembers, to me, what seems like such a trivial conversation, makes it seem to me like there is more, and you did have more of a role in this. Because I would have been like, I don't know, I don't remember having, I mean, yeah, we could have, but like, there are things that, like, if somebody says, oh, you said that to me once, and I've said to my friends, that sounds like something I would say, but I really don't remember. And then there are times where you just go, look, I don't know. And that's what Fletcher should have stuck with. Kimmy, you were trying to smooth things over, I guess, and take up for Fletcher and Martell in that conversation, like the pick me you are. And if it's no big deal, like you were saying Mel should feel before, when we're discussing this shit from the past, right? Because why are you even trying to smooth it over? My thing is, it's only a non-issue if it's an issue to Mel when it comes to you, Kimmy, and quite frankly for most of the group. And it's an issue as long as it's a non-issue to Mel, because y'all are hell-bent on invalidating her feelings. And now that she's fighting back, and y'all's idea of fighting back is not giving a fuck about y'all's feelings, the exposure of y'all's jealousy becomes even more obvious. You can't do anything with jealous people. In the words of my father, if you never gave someone a reason to hate you, you can't give them one to love you. You got to keep on moving. And quite frankly, I've seen too many people, like the ones on this cast, go along with bullshit like this, even when they know it's wrong, just to hurt somebody they're jealous of. And I've been that girl, and I don't like it. And that's all I have to say. That's all I got for this episode. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to y'all soon. I hope y'all enjoyed your holiday, your Christmas, whatever you celebrate. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.